Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining in Action Media Toys. I want to communicate to everyone exactly what ARC is, at least put the concept out there. So I decided to make a short video this morning giving some detail on that. First, I will show you the cover art again. This is I guess it's my concept for an original IP. It's a comic book that's being put together. It's also, uh, if everything works out according to plan, it's also going to be a action figure line in the 3.75-inch O-ring format. I will give details on the action figures later. I have a lot of plans to make this a somewhat unique project and offer things that other independent companies are not currently offering and things that we haven't really seen offered in the past for these. But the comic book, I believe that if you're going to put out a toy line, it's greatly beneficial to have some kind of background to that, some type of media support, so that people are, your consumer base, are familiar with the characters and understand what the concept of those action figures is. And it seems that we kind of lack a little bit of that in stuff that's been coming out lately. I'm not trying to do something nobody else has done or anything like that. It's just what I think needs to go along with it. Um, yeah, action figures are great, but I personally like to have some kind of media along with those action figures to kind of tell a story. And the action figures would coincide with the stories that I'm telling. When I started working on this idea, I ultimately ended up talking to a friend of mine who has already published multiple graphic novels. And that's what he suggested going with because that's what he's familiar with. He has written and published his own with working with an artist and working with a colorist and letterer. I chose to write the story and have him script the story into the comic script format. And from there, we are turning that over to the artist he's already been working with in the past. Which, I mean, this guy is awesome. He is doing everything quickly. Um, Pretty much he is able to read these pages and put them into artwork. If we have any changes to make or anything, he's really great to work with in that aspect as well. And then my colorist and letterer is someone who's never done this specific thing before, but he is a graphic designer by trade, and I've been working with him for years on graphic layouts with things such as what you see behind me, the clamshell case inserts, and other posters and pieces of artwork that I've needed done. He and I have worked really well together on those. So it just kind of made sense to try to keep the core team for the comic restricted to people that I already have a working relationship with, or I'm already friends with, or I already know. Um, so, what is ARC? ARC is a adventure archaeology action sci-fi. I mean, it's a lot of things that I love kind of rolled into one, and it draws inspiration from things that a lot of people my age and even around my age enjoyed when we were kids. Like, I loved Indiana Jones stuff. I'm a huge archaeology fan, I guess, enthusiast maybe, um, as well as mythology and just ancient civilizations, stuff like that. It's something I've always been interested in since I was a kid. But anyway, Even before recorded history, there have been powerful sacred artifacts on this planet. Some of this world, some of other worlds. These objects have been used for good, evil, and everything in between. Men have gained from them great power and experienced unimaginable loss. Before fire was tamed, before language had shape, they fell like whispers from the stars or rose from the molten bones of the earth. Each artifact bore a will of its own, silent, watchful, patient. In the hands of the early ones, they changed the course of survival. In the hands of empires, they wrote and unmade legacies. And though time buried these stories in myth and dust, the artifacts did not sleep. They waited. For centuries, a hidden order has watched over them, tracking, recovering, and securing these objects before they fall into the wrong hands. Known today as ARC, Artifact Recovery and Containment. They seek to protect not only the artifacts from evil men, but the innocent from the corruption of artifacts. Now, as the modern world spins on the illusion of control and reason, the old powers stir once more. What was once forgotten will be found. Those who seek them, knowingly or not, will face the same truth echoed through every age. Power always comes with a cost. That's the synopsis of Arc, and I'm actually working on. It's funny, I haven't even put out the first book yet, and I'm already working on the sixth story that I've written for this, and I have so many ideas bouncing around in my head for so many different stories. I hope this takes off and has enough popularity and interest to be successful. Um, this story in particular, uh, Dan and I came up with the idea for it's the Mask of Mordred. He's a huge King Arthur fan, King Arthur Arthurian legend enthusiast. Loves the movie Excalibur, which is kind of where we got the Mask of Mordred. And I've always loved the Arthurian legend aspect of it. So in this story, we are taking real life locations and Arthurian legend that exists and rolling it into this adventure story. And each story will kind of center on a different artifact. And these are, when I say real, I mean real in the aspect of it's something that we know from myth or legend or something, stories from different cultures. This one, the artifact is the Mask of Mordred, but beyond that, the goal of the story is to the antagonist is trying to reach Avalon, and I have another story that takes place after this one, uh, based on a little short card story that I made for a little 3D printed set that I put out a while back, called The Widow's Lair. And the artifact for that story is a dragon's pearl. And I did some research for location and mythology for that one too. And Southeast Asia is kind of where I ended up on that one. But beyond that, there is another one looking for the Seal of Solomon, and another one for the Antikythera mechanism. And that story actually introduces the origin of another character. And I also have a story in the works for the origin of the main antagonist, which puts him at being over 2,000 years old, and the artifact for that one is actually the Philosopher's Stone. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that goes into all of these stories and creating them, and doing research to find physical locations that still exist that you can look at today. Like the other day, the artist was actually he messaged us and said that you guys are going to laugh at me, but I was I was searching on Google for inspiration to draw Tintagel ruins, and didn't realize that it was an actual place that you can travel to. You can go tour Tintagel, and it's it's just little things like that, little details that we want to put into these stories. People kind of be on the story and maybe some research of their own. If you're all into archaeology or ancient history or mythology, any of that stuff, these stories are probably going to play right into interests that you already have. And even if you're not so interested in that, we hope that it'll kind of help people to maybe gain an interest in it, because history and legend are very important. And you'll find that throughout history, some myths, some legends have actually been proven to be real or have some basis in reality. And I believe that all myths and legends have some basis in reality. But this entire concept started out at me wanting to make an action figure line of my own, something I've wanted to do for a long time. And basically, it was just kind of like, what better time to do this than right now? Not having faith in yourself or not having faith in your own ideas is a dream killer. And it doesn't matter to me if this becomes wildly popular or if it remains small time. At least I'll have done it. And that's as long as I can get the funding together, because all of this stuff is very expensive. As long as I can get the funding together, I'll make it happen. The comic, if it doesn't get funded in the Kickstarter, then I will fund it out of pocket and just make it a shorter book and see where it goes. But the Kickstarter is going to launch at the Kentuckiana GI Joe Toy Expo in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. That takes place January 23rd and 24th. It's a Saturday show on the 24th. Let me look at my calendar and make sure that I am telling you correctly. January 24th. It is a Saturday. They have an early bird preview that you can also purchase to get in for a few hours on Friday, immediately after the vendors set up and people are still walking around shopping each other's booths and whatnot. But we're going to launch on that Friday and have a table set up, hopefully to get backers right there. That would be the ultimate goal, is to be able to get people there at the toy show to back the project that day and then on Saturday as well. It is kind of a GI Joe-esque theme. Like if you know anything about like GI Joe Adventure Team, it's inspired. It draws some inspiration from the GI Joe Adventure Team as well. So anyway, I hope that you will stick with me and learn more about this project and support the project. You can support the project right now by joining the Facebook group. I'll link the Facebook group in the comments. And I'm doing a couple small time things right now to kind of generate a little bit of revenue to help out with some of this. Like we have art prints available for it, and we also have, I just realized that that was backwards. But anyway, also we have stickers available different stickers, actually, a couple different ones. So I'll actually ship these out. I've got a post up. If you're interested in purchasing posters or supporting us through buying this package deal here, where we send you a couple posters and stickers, that would be greatly appreciated. But I'll link that Facebook group in the description, and hopefully I'll see you there. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy.